So let's talk about results.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tammy Schmidt of Thermography for Health New York. I'm also a body talk practitioner and a biomagnetism therapist.
Good for you. I'm Dr. Winnick. I am a holistic dentist in New York City. I've been a holistic dentist for about 30 years. And how long have you been doing what you've been doing?
We've been in practice together for about 15 years. Mm-hmm. So I actually run the Wellness Center at Dentistry for Health New York.
Yeah. And what made you go into holistic wellness?
I have a long history of being sick. Mm-hmm. And when Western medicine failed, I had to find ways to heal myself.
Yeah, I would say that was similar to me. I was sick all my life since I can remember back being 6 years old. I've had multiple surgeries, got tired of being treated like a machine with my body parts being removed from me. And
one prescription after the other.
Yeah, and I was about to have another surgery and things were not looking good when I first got into my dental practice. And luckily I met a holistic doctor at one of my seminars and they tested me in the conference room and I haven't looked back since. And from that point on, we converted our practice into a wellness holistic practice. When I teamed up with Tammy, she had a strong desire to be more than just a dental hygienist. And then she developed her skills with body talk and thermography. And we built probably one of the first wellness centers in New York City.
Yeah, that has dentistry.
At dentistry, but also we have you doing your thermography, your body talk, your sound healing. We have a functional medicine doctor. We have
body work, lymphatic
people.
Drainage.
So it's a great space if you're looking to get a complete wellness. And dentistry fits into that really well because most practitioners forget what happens from the neck up. And if you have chronic underlying hidden infections in the mouth, it treats your distal systemic illnesses like heart disease, diabetes, breast cancer, Alzheimer's, autoimmune diseases. So our goal is, and the reason why we travel all over the country taking all these seminars, is we really need to bridge the gap between dentistry and medicine, which is why we're here with Dr. Garcia.
And these have helped us bridge the gap to the pH balance and the microbiome.
Right.
So the magnets have been a huge sort of secret weapon.
Yeah. Now, how did we first meet Dr. Garcia?
So we have a patient who kept saying, you have to meet the magnet man. Over and over, she would say this every time we saw her. And I was like, the magnet man? I didn't know what she was talking about. And then she didn't let it rest. She just kept saying, you guys have to do this. So we went to his office in New York and we watched a session. And I just remember sitting there watching the session and kind of getting the chills, which is a telltale sign that I have to get involved in this. But with the chills, I also felt a total relaxation come over my body. And that was just by being in the room with the field that was created.
Right.
So for me, that was why I knew I wanted to do it.
I think he was treating a Lyme disease patient at the time who flew in from out of New York City.
Like Texas or something.
And what we know from our practice, because we see a lot of sick patients, is Lyme disease is a tough disease to cure, and a lot of people are struggling with them. But if you go back, he showed us all his documentation and the successes he's had with his patients, and we spent a lot of time with him. And we were convinced that this was a great modality to add to the wellness clinic that we have.
Yeah. So let's talk about results.
Yeah. Well, so Dr. Garcia was always saying, pH, you're going to balance the pH. And I'm always saying, prove it. Let's see what happens. So we do salivary diagnostics in the office for a bunch of different things, for infections, but also for to see how well balanced the oral microbiome is.
For the teeth and the gums.
Right, for the teeth and the gums. And one of the parameters is we can measure the pH of the saliva. Now, what most people don't know is the future of diagnostics will be the saliva. You can already diagnose cancer and other diseases, and saliva is a great way to do these tests. So we have this little device, and we can measure pH at any time, before and after different treatments. So what we did was we did a test on a patient, and we measured the pH before the treatment with the magnets and after. And then the test was repeated a week later with the same parameters at the same time of day without using the magnets. And what we found was that the magnets do alkalize the pH when applied and they were applied to the body. They weren't applied to the mouth. So from that point of view, I'm like, okay, this stuff works. We need to learn about it.
Well, it's a big deal, because if the pH remains acidic in the mouth, then the teeth are going to break down. The pathogens that cause gum disease are going to thrive.
Right.
It's a whole list of problems if your mouth is acidic.
Right.
So what I experienced, I have this perio patient probably for the last 15 years. Every time she comes in, I check her saliva under the microscope. We look at the microbiome, and it's always highly infected. And we do all kinds of things at the office to help patients manage this. With ozone, different medicaments, different treatments, lasers, you name it. And this particular woman has been working with us for 15 years. This time, we taught her how to place magnets in specific areas around her mouth. And we said, just go home and do this. And she came back for her visit, which was probably 8 to 12 weeks later. And for the first time in 15 years, her microbial slide was healthy.
Right.
So we were like overjoyed. We were just so happy. She was thrilled. And that's her story. And now she has to do a lot to keep herself healthy based on her medical history. But now these are a very simple tool that she has to take home and use.
Right. And we all know you alkalize the body, and then everything falls into place.
Right.
And that's what we can measure in the office, and that's what we've been measuring, we can see.
Yeah.
Which is great. We've been to his advanced seminar. This is our second time. And I know we plan to come back because he's always adding to the program.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to meet and work with nice people who are caring, who are attentive, who only want the best for you as a student in the course, this is one of those places to go. It really is. They're phenomenal. Dr. Garcia will never rush away from a question. He'll answer everyone's questions. He'll stay late if needed. It's as a team that he put together, they're top notch.
Yeah.
And that's worth it right there.
And we keep coming back.
Yeah. And the handouts and the materials that they give.
Yeah, great.
The graphics are clear. It's not like crumpled paper that's bad printed. It's excellent.
It's professionally done.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
And we're professional seminar goers. We are. You cannot believe the amount of certifications and courses we've taken, not just in dentistry, but in energy medicine and in medicine, where we go to medical conferences all the time.
Right. So you would say we're experts at seminars.
Experts.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it.